didn't work out. Didn't work out. Didn't work. Didn't work out. She misses you. They miss you. They want you to return to them. Why disappoint them? Lay down your burden. And find something that lasts. The inanimate objects that make up your world are in a constant state of perpetual uniform motion, shifting from one form to the next, regardless of the few that have life, that have feeling, that have emotion. Most don't. Thus these pieces are more often moving to a state without life than to one with, causing pain, causing the bad experiences in life. When a mortal soul is born, it diverges from the spirit world, the realm of the dead. When it is binded to the body, while it is binded to the body gets affected by the forces of the underworld, forming under its power. Structures form in the material world in that body, and in certain aspects of and around the mortal flesh form under the power of the underworld. You are born with some of the abilities that the spirit has in the underworld still intact. When you were a baby, you could talk to the animals, see the dead. You would always know which direction was north. You would turn yourself in your crib. You would turn yourself north in your... You would turn yourself north in your crib. And your parents, not knowing what you were going through, would turn you back. There was a time when you awakened to the blue twilight light. There was a time where you would instinctively awake to the blue twilight light sky, happy. There was a time where you would instinctively awake at 4:30 every morning to the blue twilight sky. There was a time when you would instinctively awake every morning at 4:30 a.m. to the blue twilight sky. There was a time where you would instinctively awake to the blue twilight sky every morning at 4:30 a.m. Happy and excited for another day of life. But as you eat of the food of the physical world, your body reforms itself. The body replaces its parts and reforms itself without the conditions of the underworld that existed as your spirit was being binded to this body. As this happens, you slowly lose these forms. And as this happens, you slowly lose these structures, until eventually, even the part of your mind that is conscious, can no longer access the parts of your mind that store your memories of having these abilities, these parts of your being intact. For the metaphysical world and the material world are opposed to each other. For the physical and metaphysical worlds are both made opposite to each other and cannot interact very well. This is why you can no longer remember being a baby. Remember what it was being closer. Remember what it was being closer to whole. Which is part of why mortal beings have such an obsession with sex and food, with violence, and clamor for something more, and clamor for meaning, some missing aspect of the organization of themselves and the world around them. You want the world to reign when you cry. But it never will. But it never will again. For alas, the inanimate objects, for alas, the inanimate objects, for alas, the inanimate objects that the mortal world consists, for alas, the inanimate objects, for alas, the inanimate objects of which the mortal world consists, move on. For alas, the inanimate objects of which the mortal world consists inexorably move on, whether the heart made from them is ready to or not, leaving mortal beings hapless but to watch as all they care for and hold dear shatters and splinters into a billion pieces. Shatters and splinters into billions. Shatters and splinters into billions. Nay, shatters and splinters into billions. Nay, trillions of pieces. Spiraling down the drain, never to be seen again. Nothing lasts. Nothing lasts but eternity. Nothing lasts. Nothing lasts. Except us. Nothing lasts except us, the immortals. I can give you what you've been missing. I can give you what you've been missing. I can give you something that will stay. But you must let go of the physical world. Lay down your burden and return to the world that will last forever.